Hi everyone, so today Spellbinders launched several new items, really lovely collections. What I want to show you today mostly is the Inspired Basics collection, some of the items from that. And so they did send these items free of charge for my review, and of course all opinions are my own, and any links down in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. So as you can see here, we have this really sweet tag. I have some glimmer plates, what makes a bow. If you're familiar with like bow dies, they look something like this, and then you just kind of flip them and make your bow, but we'll talk about that in just a minute, and a couple other things. But in my hand right now I have the I think it's called Create a Slimline. Sorry, yes, so I have the Create a Slimline dies here. So as you can see, really lovely dies. Let me see, they're about 8.5 inches, you know, from the length there, and then of course different widths, just depending on which one you use here. But you can pair them up. As you can see, this has a beautiful like eyelet lace kind of thing going on. This one has more of a deco kind of geometric pattern. We have this one here that makes the little eyelet holes, and it has a cutting line, a cutting edge. This one also has cutting edge, a wooden cut off of here, so you can use it on edge. This is more of an inlay. And then this one also has that little eyelet lace cutting edge. And then it stops there, so this little area would be cut out of your paper. Really lovely. Again, they're all about 8.5 inches long, and you can play with those however you like in different ways, of course, for slim lines or anything really that would fit within this size, right? So really sweet set there. What I have here, again, the tag. We have the decorative tag. So we have this really nice tag, and it is about, from the cutting edge, it looks like it'll be about 4.25 inches or so by about 2.25 inches wide. It has a little hole there, and it comes with these little pieces, so you can cut like little fringe for it. You can layer that up in different ways on here, you know, or start from the top and go down here. Just a really sweet little die. And then it has inlays that some echo back to the slimline. And you can see there, it's about the same design. These are inlays. Again, you can pop it in there wherever you'd like, run it through, and you have that decorative element. This one's more of a lattice work, and this one has like a geometric pattern. And then, well, along with those, you have the glimmer plates, and something special, I believe is what this one's called. It says something special for someone wonderful. That's really sweet. And then hope this, sorry, I want to get a closer look at that. Hope this brightens your day. You know, it's funny, I can see it better clear on the camera than right looking at it down here. So hope this brightens your day. And what you can do with these is go ahead and glimmer them, and then take your tag and cut them out, or possibly just put this on a card front, you know, however it is that you want to use that. So we have those plates there. And then this really sweet bow, and I'm not sure if there's a typo. It says create a flutter and flutter bow, and maybe it's create a flower and flutter bow. I'm going to go with that, or create a flutter and flower bow, because as you can see, there's a little flower base that you would top on top of your little bow, or the little butterfly with a cute little eyelet, the holes cut out there. And then we have the other pieces that go along with it to set it up really nicely. But with these bows, basically what happens is you cut this out, you cut this guy out, you put that one down once you have your die cut. The bow, you kind of move it, bring it around this way. You can glue in the center if you like. And then you have this little guy that holds that all together, right? You can put it all together. But in the meantime, you can also place, let's say, the butterfly die cut, and then this guy goes on top. We're going to use this today, so you'll see more about that. It comes with some little leaves, some other little decorative items. So really sweet. Probably like the center of your flower there. And then I want to show you some of the new papers, some new colors here. We have their cardstock here, Spellbinders cardstock, and this one's called Lunar Gray. So you can pick up just the color like this, like a pack of this color, you know, a pack of the next, or however. Again, I'll have all the links in the description box. This one's called Chamomile. What a beautiful name. I love that, Chamomile. It's yellow, but it's kind of like a soft yellow. It's not even pastel, because it's a little deeper than that, but it's not like a bright yellow. Okay, so hopefully the camera's picking that up. And this one's called Phone Booth, which is just excellent. Beautiful red, nice deep red. Look at that. And then look at this one. It pops so much right behind there. That is Partly Cloudy. So it's a really sweet blue. I think it looks a little brighter on camera than it does in real life. It's a little bit softer. I mean, it's a nice deep color, but it's a very soft blue, like a dusty blue, you know. What's the other one? Cornflower. What's the other color that people, I don't know, something like that. So So what we're going to do today is try out some of these items, and I believe I'm going to work with the tag. I just want to show you some of the other inspired basics if I don't get to them today, but I just want to show you kind of what is in there. And we'll pop maybe one of these little guys on here. When I saw this, honestly, that's such a good size. Like, look how big this is. I would love to cut this in felt. Oh, which reminds me, they did come out with some new felts there on Spellbinders site. It's more of like a glitter foam, actually, I think is what it is. But how fun would that be to cut with this? If definitely cut it out in felt, pop it on a little clip, a little hair clip, and you have a cute little bow. I mean, just, you know, adorable. So let me gather my thoughts, gather some other paper like for this guy to start it off, and we'll go from there. What I'm going to do is go ahead and use one of the Glimmer plates, and you know, while you have it on, you might want to do a couple of them just to have them, or a few, you know, do a little Glimmer session. But what I'm going to do is put these to the side for now. I'm going to get some foil prepared, and I have some very smooth white cardstock. You always want to start with the smoothest cardstock to get your best, you know, image or print from the Glimmer plates. And let me put these to the side here. So I'll cut that down a little bit, you know, knowing that I want to make these tags, and you know, you don't have to. I mean, I can just cut down the paper and just put them wherever, but for now, I'll probably cut my paper down just some rectangles like this. And then I am using this tangerine colored foil. I think that's going to be really sweet. Don't believe I've used this color before, so let me open this up. And, oopsie. And all I'm going to do is cut them down. So what happens is I like to cut them down so they're not so much bigger than what you're going to be foiling. That way you don't get any over foiling, or if you do, it's very minimal. And it's just easier to work with when you have the smaller pieces. So what I'll do is just trim this down. I'll start from over here. Okay, so I'll just cut down some pieces, and I'll be right back once I do have my hot foiling machine on, and it's just warming up right now, so I'll be back when it's all ready to go. While it's warming up, I will kind of eyeball where it is that I want to place these. Now, of course, the die is going to cut later, so I can just place this wherever I feel like. I probably will run it through with one of the inlays too, so I'm just going to pay attention to what we got. Hope this brings you joy. And okay, so if I want that to be kind of maybe up higher, that way when I come in with my tag and I want to do an inlay, I can do that down here. And just about there. Again, we can use our tag, the die itself, to cut it straight later. But for now, what we can do is a hinge method, so I can place this on here with my tape. That's going to impress in there. So what you want to do when you're doing it this way is make sure that the color is looking at you. That way that's pushed into your paper. And if you're putting it straight away on here, you would put the color facing down so that the gray side, you know, this side would be facing you, and then the die and all that. But for now, I'm going to pick that up and just tuck this in here, just making sure it's going to be touching right under that letter, and pop that back down, and that will be ready to go whenever this beeps. And I'm actually going to put one more little piece of tape just to help me out, because I'm going to flip this over when I go to place it on here. I'm going to pop it over like that. So just a little bit. And then when this beeps and it's ready, I'm going to place it down this way so that the metal plate is touching the actual heat element, okay? And I'll do the same thing with the other one, and I'll be right back. So this just beeps. So for me, and like what I was saying, to put the color face up, my goodness. I've found on this machine, you know, they're all a little bit different, and I do 30 seconds on medium, and that seems to work the best. Some people say go ahead and just do the 15 seconds, but, you know, add a shim. I mean, there's just different ways to do this, and I just try it and see what works, you know, for that particular set that I'm using. So I'll pop this right in the center because I feel like that's where the most heat is. And again, the metal facing down. And I like to press start. Sometimes I'll go ahead and pop the plate on. It'll all warm up. And once it beeps, I will just remove it from here and run it through my Gemini machine, because that's what this plate system goes through. If you're using the Glimmer, it can go through, obviously, the Spellbinders machines, Big Shot, things like that, things that have that space for it. But I know for sure those couple machines. And then on Spellbinders site, you know, if you pop over, I have the links there, it'll discuss there what machines their Glimmer will go through. So as you see, okay, so I'm just going to take this, and this is the first time. It might not even be hot enough, even though it says it is, but I will run this through and I'll be right back. Okay, let's see what we got. Again, I did put a little extra tape, so. Oh, yep, probably not hot enough, and honestly, I'm just going to pop it back down and do it again. So I'm just going to put this in here, let it warm up again, do the 30 seconds, and, oh, actually, let's go back. And I'll just wait till it beeps, and I'll do it again. Okay, guys, so I just added the metal shim just to give another layer of shimming, as opposed to just the piece of paper that I had put earlier. And let's see what we got. Oh. It's much better. There we go. I'm going to turn this off. First thing I want to do a couple things. I'm going to cut this from the chamomile paper just like that. So I'm going to run that through. And then I'm also going to cut it from this guy, but I'm going to place this here. And again, like I said, you know, you can straighten it with the die as opposed to trying to straighten it earlier. It doesn't really matter that much. And I'll place this die. That looks pretty good, like right there. And then I'm going to take one of the inlays and pop it in there. Let's do this one. And just right there. And again, whenever you have dies like that, you definitely want to tape them down. So I will tape that down and I'll run that through. So we'll have the two different tags for this one. And I will be right back. Again, I always tape those down. Okay, I'll run this through and I'll be right back. And so to finish this guy up, all I'm going to do is put this and layer it with this guy. Oh my goodness, how cute. Oh, that's in there. Let me clean this out. And then all I'm going to do is just glue these two together. Okay, so I'll be right back. Okay guys, so just to show you how you can put together your sweet little bow, I'm just going to run this through on some white paper. This is not the heaviest white paper, just something I had in my stash, because I'm going to, you know, roll this over, so I want it to be a little softer, or you can also train your paper, but we'll talk about that in a minute. This and this all in the white, because I'll just keep it all white bow. I'm going to take some of the beautiful partly cloudy and just do the little flower. So I'll run that through. For the little flower center, I'll just run this through with the yellow. And I'll cut out some green leaves, I'll pull some green paper from my stash, just so we have them, yeah, like these guys. Okay, and then I want to put those on a tag, and we can run the tag through, let's use that phone booth, why not? This is really nice heavyweight cardstock, so I'm going to run this through here, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so cute. I love seeing the little pieces here, and then we have our little flower. Look how pretty that is. Oh, this is going to be a nice size bow. Okay, so let me put this over here. And I just cut a little tag just to pop it on, but of course you can do whatever you like. You know, if you want to glimmer and then pop on the little bow. I don't even know that I showed you guys the follow-up on this guy. Look at that. Put a little twine. And let's put these little guys here. Okay, so that's the piece I'm looking for. Let me put this back over here. So, as far as the bow goes, and you would do the same thing with the butterfly. I'm sorry, I'm just going to put these things to the side here for a moment. So what I was saying is training your papers. I'm just going to kind of give it a curl a little bit like this. So of course, you know, this nice thick cardstock like this one, you can still do the same thing. It's just going to be a little thicker. So we bring these guys around. And it's up to you, you know, if you want to flatten it out just to begin with anyway, you can definitely just fold it over and flatten it out. If you want to stick these two together like this on here, and that's basically very perfect right there. So I'm going to take a moment to do that. I'm just going to hold them, but you can do it all at once. It just depends on, you know, what you want to do. So like, I'm going to put a little glue down here. I'll bring one of these little guys down. And I can kind of see the way it lines up. I like the way that looks. And then I'll put a little glue on this one and bring this guy over. Again, if you're going to pop this like on a card or something, you probably want to flatten it out. But I want the dimension here. So I'm going to hold on to this for a little while. And then we're going to pop the little flower center on the flower. And you can tuck the little leaves back in there. But I'm going to hold on to this till it's set up, and then we'll, you know, put it all together. Okay, guys, I'm going to come in a little closer. And I'm going to put a little scrap of paper because I've been getting glue on my mat, and I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do now is just put a little glue on here. And, you know, do you want a little more, however it is that you want to hold this guy down. So generally I put the little junction that we just made facing down. If you want to face it up, it's basically the same, just, you know, to make it a little neater. I'll pop that down like that. Oh my gosh. How cute. So you don't have to add, you know, the butterfly or the center. I mean, you can just have your little bow and then bring this piece and you wrap it around the center just to finish it off. Right? Looks really lovely. For now, I'm going to go ahead and pop down just a little glue in here. Since I'm already holding this down, I might as well hold everything. We're going to bring this little guy in here. I'm going to give it a little bit of a zhuzh just so I can get it in there a little better. Look at that. So cute. And then this little guy, same thing. And I'm doing this all with one hand just to get it done right now, but you can wait in between layers or use hot glue. This is going to look adorable in felt for sure. So I'm just putting a little glue in the center. If you want this really glued down, right, the little edges, you can put the glue on those sides. For now, I'm just popping it there. And I'm just going to wait till this sets up before I come in with this guy, and then we'll tuck our little leaves wherever we feel like, okay? I'll be right back. So I went and picked it up and placed that in my hand. And now I'm going to bring our the white band for the center now that I'm holding it down. And I'm just going to start in the middle. I mean, you can wrap this around a few times. You can put it right down the center. Whatever it is that you want to do, maybe I'll just start that way. Just give it a couple of wraps. But again, you can just trim it down. You don't have to wrap it and wrap it and wrap it. Oopsie. I was going to say, I can feel I was going to push that right off. There we go. I'm going to hold this for just a second before I start wrapping it around, okay? So I'll be right back. Okay, I think I can start wrapping it. And again, you don't have to wrap it this many times. I'm just doing that to, I don't know, why not? But you can just trim it down and wrap it once or twice. I'm going to bring that back around here. Oh, it just looks really nice and finished that way. And when I come back around over here, I am going to cut off just a little bit. I would say my scissors were here. Okay. Just a little bit there. And then I'll give you the sizing on this bow so you know about how big it is. I'm going to keep that held down. I'll be right back, you guys. I mean, look how precious and just so sweet and clean that looks. I love it. And, you know, if you wanted to put this centerpiece yellow, the same color as your center, you know, go ahead. Whatever you like, of course. This is, I would say, 3 1/4, I suppose, with the little, you know, if I was to squish it down. By about 1 1/3 inches tall. What do you guys think? Super sweet. I'm just going to pop it on here. Oh my gosh, adorable. Oh, actually, you know, we can put it wherever you like. If you have a little sentiment, obviously, you know, you might want to put it somewhere else. Like I have this guy. We can put it down here if I didn't have, you know, you can still pop it on there wherever it is you like. Super cute. And then, let me see, do I want to tuck my little leaves in the front, in the back? Again, I didn't really glue that down, but I think what I'm going to do is trim off that and then just tuck them in wherever I feel like. I don't know if I want to do more than just the one. One there, one here. And, so cute. Look at that. All right, and then I'm just going to put a dab of glue and I'm going to hold it down like this because, you know, it wants to pop up in on the sides. But I'll just glue that down right there and then I'll just be a sweet tag with a really sweet little bow on there. But of course you can pop this on anything. Really sweet. So I'll have the links for all the new collections. Yeah, so I'll have everything that came out that's new and then all the different collection names and those links and then specifically to the items that I used today. Okay, guys? Thanks for watching. Thanks so much, Spellbinders, for sending these items. I'll have some images coming up and I'll see you guys at the next one. All right, bye now.